Well, that was disappointing. Summer Game Fest has come and gone, and while there seems to be a general sentiment that the event itself was neither amazing nor bad, let's just say that the final reveal for the show has started quite the discussion. Now obviously, quite a few of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about here, as Jeff Keighley, with his now mastery in the art of trolling, made the entire BioWare fanbase collectively groan all at the same time.
This game comes from a studio that surprised the world and redefined the RPG genre with its iconic characters and rich storytelling. And I want to thank them for this trailer for one of gaming's most anticipated upcoming releases. The rumors were true.
We're still here at the scene of this terrible disaster.
Final Fantasy. Oh my god, you guys are so disappointed right now. Yeah, I think it's quite obvious to why some BioWare fans, especially Dragon Age fans, are upset about the way Mr. Keighley delivered this line. But on the other hand, there are definitely other fan bases out there that had the same reaction like we had right here. And while fans of Final Fantasy VII were collectively cheering, the way that Jeff was leading up to the reveal was very universally descriptive, and it's not really a surprise that fans of BioWare's classics were perking their ears. So, how the hell did we get here? Why are there so many Dragon Age fans in particular that are feeling this pain? Well, it all comes down to the same old thing. Expectations. You see, for the longest time now, the state of Dragon Age 4, or Dreadwolf for short, has been a constant mystery these last few years. The game has been in production since all the way back in 2015, and since then the project has supposedly been restarted several times. Lead devs have left mid-production, and throughout all of this we've seen the release of two titles that were mostly universally panned upon release, Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. And earlier this year, someone leaked actual footage of Dreadwolf gameplay that was obviously recorded when the game was still in very early alpha. And no, I won't be showing that footage because I don't want to be sued out my ass. No matter the case, the first impressions of Dreadwolf from said alpha footage hasn't really been that well received, mostly due to the apparent detail that the game might be getting rid of the key mechanic that's synonymous with the Dragon Age franchise, which is the strategic pause mechanic coupled with the ability to control your party members. Now, just to make it clear, this hasn't really been confirmed yet. But to put icing on the cake, the news of Mac Walter's departure hasn't really done the project's reputation any favor. Now this is particularly interesting, as he held the position of production director, so him leaving the project could, in worst case scenario, mean that he simply got tired of it, and best case would be that he wasn't needed anymore, which then naturally leads people to think that the game is hopefully wrapping up production. And I was one of those people, right? And just in March this year, news sprung that BioWare was moving some of the devs working on the next Mass Effect over to the Dragon Age team to help push the game through its final stages. So of course, I think it's pretty natural to expect that BioWare is probably wrapping up production, and maybe they would show something that could keep us all excited for this game. But then again, no matter what they do with this game, there is just no possible way that Dreadwolf will be able to please everybody, so a very early look at the game might create even more of a backlash, or worse, unrealistic expectations. So here's the thing, right? I do understand that many people are disappointed that we haven't heard anything special, we haven't heard anything new, we haven't gotten anything big about the next Dragon Age game several years now. Couple this with the fact that the news that have sprung have more often than not been more worrying than exciting. And along the long periods of silence from BioWare, it's not really rocket science to why fans are reacting this way. Now on the flip side, there has really not been any rumors or talk about BioWare showing up to showcase anything leading up to the Summer Game Fest, and most of the talk surrounding this has just been speculative. It's also important to note that the well-known industry insider Jeff Grubb recently responded to someone on Twitter that a 2023 release for Dreadwolf was always earliest at best, with summer 2024 being the currently slated release window. Now whether Jeff will be right on the money here or not is just anyone's guess. But looking at the pretty much non-existent news about the game leading up to the Summer Game Fest, it always seemed pretty unlikely, at least to me, that it was gonna get showcased there. And I've already said as much before. Saying that, no matter when Dragon Age 4 finally does get released, it's very important to keep those expectations in check. Now, I know that I haven't always been a proponent of this idea, especially about games that I'm really passionate about, like Mass Effect. But having grown as a content creator, I do think it's important that we don't overhype these games to astronomical levels. I know that might sound boring to some of you, but I just don't think it's healthy for the gaming industry in general, because studios have always ended up overpromising their games, which has led to fans overhyping the product, which has then resulted in said games under-delivering in spectacular ways.
Allows us to have 16 times the detail.
16 times the detail.
Mind you, this isn't always the case, but it has unfortunately become a norm for the entire gaming industry. That said though, I will most definitely lose my mind whenever we do get like a full trailer for either Dragon Age 4, aka Dreadwolf, or, you know, the next Mass Effect game, of course. That said, as much as I want to say the opposite, BioWare keeping quiet about Dragon Age 4 might just logically be the best thing for everyone right now. But hey, that's just my opinion, and I do want to know what you guys think about it in the comments below. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. MrHulthen, signing out.